What's up, guys? In this video today, I want to break down how I use ChatGPT to do research and create video scripts for my YouTube videos. So, if you have been following my videos, sometimes I make them with AI, sometimes I don't. A lot of these I just do kind of off the cuff, but if I'm doing like a longer form video, a lot of times I'll build out a script for it using AI. So, I'm going to be walking through that process here in this video so you can use it for yourself, whether it's for YouTube videos, or you could even apply this to other things like podcasts or long form sales letters, whatever it is. Using ChatGPT, using Claude to make scripts, super valuable skill, saves me a ton of time. So let's walk through what I did here. So I'm going to film a video at some point this week just breaking down the drop in crypto prices. So as of today, August 5th, 2024, uh, if you follow the crypto markets, prices have just plummeted. I think Bitcoin was at like 66K last week. As of this morning, it's low 50s, I think 53 at the moment. Ethereum was, mid 3,000 range. It's dropped down to just over 2,000. So we're looking at a pretty drastic drop. A lot of people are freaking out. So for my tech newsletter, I'm going to be just filming a quick video on that, kind of breaking down, okay, here's what happened, here are the specifics of what's going on, here's why it's happening, here's what to make of this whole thing. So if I'm going to start out a script, or if I'm going to start out a prompt in this case with ChatGPT, usually I'll basically start with the overall big picture of what you're looking to do. In this case, I'm starting with, okay, I'm going to be creating this YouTube video just breaking down the prices so that it knows like that's kind of the ultimate end goal. So I start off, and one thing to note too, when it comes to prompt engineering, you have to think of these things in steps. A big issue I see people make when it comes to prompt engineering is they'll just they'll try to do one big prompt right off the bat, or they'll do some really general prompt and just hope that ChatGPT figures it out. A lot of times it's more interactive. You'll start with an idea, get feedback on it from ChatGPT, and then just sort of converse with it. That's how I like to do prompt engineering. So I start off, all right, let's break down a couple of potential topics for this. So it gives me, I think, 10 topics in here. So out of these 10, I like the first three, doing an overview of the market crash, potential causes of the price drop, impact. I don't really care about previous history. I don't want to talk about that. Long-term implications, this is the crypto space. I think this is pretty unpredictable. Investor strategies moving forward. I don't want to get that deep in the weeds. Yeah, so I'm going to be focusing on these first three. So I'll tell it that. Basically, I'll give it some feedback and say, I like the first three. Let's talk more about those. So next prompt here is, all right, I like topics 1, 2, and 3. Give me some specific details on this. So one thing we see right off the bat, so it did a pretty good job here, I will say, but it doesn't give specifics. Like, for example, the main thing I was looking for was I didn't have exact numbers on this. Like, I didn't know the exact price of where Bitcoin was at last week, or where ETH and Solana were at last week. And, I know the current price if I check like CoinGecko or something, but I would like to know information like, okay, what was the price last week? What was the lowest price that it hit this week? And it's giving me these like XXX answers. I don't know why it's doing that. Sometimes ChatGPT is just weird like that, and you gotta fix that for it. But as a whole, I think these answers were pretty good. It's just they need a little bit more specificity on it. Same with things like this, large whales moving significant amounts of Bitcoin off chain or moving between exchanges. I'd like some more specific details there. Okay, so a lot of times when it comes to ChatGPT, you just need to give it a little bit of feedback. On this one, for example, I told it just straight up, like, I want these numbers. Give me the numbers that you mentioned. Up here it says XXX. I just want those numbers. So here is a breakdown of the specific numbers. And if you follow the crypto markets, you'll know right offhand these numbers are actually incorrect. Sometimes ChatGPT does this. So in these cases, you do have to. There are instances, I don't really know what triggers this, but a lot of times with ChatGPT, like you do need some context surrounding what you're asking it. Because I know right off the bat, it's like I follow crypto. I know that Bitcoin's not at 30K at this current moment, at least. If it was, I'd be pretty happy, to be honest. But um, so you have to correct it in that case. Um, so I will just tell it like, okay, Bitcoin is your numbers are wrong. Bitcoin's currently at this. Give up to date information. Sometimes something as little as that is enough to fix it. Um, yeah, like these numbers, I've looked this up later. These numbers are correct here. So if I just tell it, like, you need the right numbers, sometimes that fixes it a lot of times. Let's see, what else? Okay, so based on this, so the reason I do this kind of background information before creating the script is because I like to, I don't know how to explain, technical back end of this or anything, but I like to kind of warm ChatGPT up. It's like get its mind worrying a little bit, get it, producing some information on the topic. And then after that, once it's given me some good information, I'm basically telling it like, okay, here's what I ultimately want to do. I want to make this YouTube video script based on everything you have said. So like based on this information, can you please create the script? And then I'll give it a little bit more specifics here in terms of, it's got to be interesting, it's got to be exciting, it's got to relate to tech enthusiasts, put it in simple and easy to understand language. So let's see what this made here. And this isn't bad. This isn't bad, I'd say. Um, as a whole, I'm pretty happy with this. It has a good cadence to it. I think it's interesting. It's following the structure I want to follow, like the three main, the overview, what caused it, and then the impact. And then, okay, it has a final what's next category. So, as a whole, I think this did a pretty good job. So, I do want to do a follow up at some point in terms of how to make the entire video with AI because in this case here, I just wrote the script. There are ways to make the entire video with AI. For example, I in the past have cloned myself using HeyGen and 11 Labs. Not the greatest for longer form video content, but I would like to have a longer form version of that. And I'd also like to have maybe a faceless video as well. I'm thinking about creating faceless videos off of this, ideally with AI, but a lot of different routes you could go with it. But as a whole, that's kind of my main process for this. So hopefully this is helpful. And if you have any questions, any thoughts, feel free to drop those in the comments. So thanks for watching.